Okay, I'm not going to turn that off. I am live. So this is a new thing that YouTube has. So I had to get my phone real quick. That's the bright light it's emitting from. And I got to get a pop too. I didn't get a pop yet. Let me back this up. I actually may keep it around here. Oh, that's kind of. I'll still like this. Seems like that the light's like all bright stuff. Go away. Like it's not even the sun shining out. That's the thing. It's like craziness. I'm gonna step out of the frame of the picture for a little bit. Anybody comes in, I'll be back. All right, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna open this pop. I'm thirsty. Good old Sam's Choice. Really glary out the can too. There's not. I got the blinds like completely shut. Like the light is. If I turn this on, canceled out. Sort of. I don't think it knows what to do if I turn the light on. Anyways, this will go on the channel too, I'm assuming. This is something kind of new, but it is live. I want to talk about pro wrestling, talk about what's going on. First of all, Triple H is over 205 Live, supposedly, is what reporting. And we've seen the last couple weeks, which I haven't seen it. So now it's going to make me kind of go back and watch it. And this is the thing that I want to tell you guys, is that this may be a call to action somewhat from the WWE Universe, is that if you want Vince McMahon to, you want Vince McMahon to know that we like the product that Triple H is putting out, everybody should tune in to 205 Live. Everybody that has the WWE Network should take the time out, turn on 205 Live, watch it to the very, very end, and give your full support to Triple H going behind 205 Live. And I'm sure it's going to be great. I've heard all good things from 205 Live these past few weeks. And I think once the mixed match challenge is over with, I think there will be a lot more time devoted to 205 Live. Because I don't know if they get a full hour. I'm assuming they do still. But something's going on with the mixed match challenge. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm excited for Triple H. If that's supposedly that's great. But like I said, we just need to support that. Ronda Rousey. Let's talk about Ronda Rousey for a minute. My wife texted me. Hold on. But Ronda Rousey coming to the WWE. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Hold on, text my wife. But yeah, I'm excited for her to come. Because I think there could be some good matches that could come of this. I truly think that if she's trained right, it could be good. I mean, we've seen some people come from MMA that's really good. Authors of Pain is some of the newer people that we've seen come from MMA. Brock, Bobby Lashley are the biggest ones. I don't know if anyone else has come from MMA. Steve Blackman was really good when he was in WWE. He wasn't the best, but he put on I actually put L instead of K response. Anyways, but yeah, Steve Blackman did really good. So given that Ronda Rousey is from the MMA and she's trained really well, I think she could do a lot, and I think that um, I think it'll do well for her if she wants to do it. And it seems like Rowdy Piper is a big influence on her. Hence why I think she has the name Rowdy Ronda Rousey, or Ronda Rowdy Rousey, whatever. I don't know. I think that's what she uses. So excited to see where that goes. I think supposedly there's a reason behind it. I haven't seen any of the videos that talk about it, but I know I've seen the headlines. Whatever. I don't know what the reason is. Hopefully she sticks around. Hopefully she wants to become a pro wrestler. That'd be awesome. I mean, the thing about UFC and MMA is you can go in, you can make a decent amount of money, you can get popular, you can create a brand, and then come to pro wrestling and make a name for yourself, and you can make a good living off of it. You go and you fight, and if you bust your ass and you go out there and you win titles in UFC, Bellator, whatever, and you prove that you can do that, then you come to the WWE after you want to retire. You did your thing. You've had your championships from the MMA world, and you lost them, and you fought for them, and you get into a point where you're kind of in a rut where you don't think you can go anywhere else. I mean, I think that WWE is the best place to go, or just trying to get into pro wrestling in general. But I think that given the track record of MMA people so far, I don't know anybody that's failed so far. I'm sure there has been. I mean, there probably was. We just don't know of, because maybe somebody just went to the performance center and didn't even make it that far. I'm sure it's happened, but as far as most people that come from MMA, it seems to have worked out because they're willing, one, to take the bumps. They're willing to get a little stiff at times, and they're willing to kind of go the extra mile. Saying that, I do want to make a comment about the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar is supposed to be some big old UFC guy, a big old MMA guy who, he's taken shots. He's been in UFC. He's been tapped out. He's had fights in an octagon, and he gets in there with Braun Strowman, who I'm sure did not knee him in the face on purpose. And it was pretty legit. You could tell that he actually did knee him in the face in the ring on accident. And Brock to be that unprofessional and to just lay into him and punch him in the ring, which I don't know how hard he hit, but it looked like he hit hard. I don't know if Braun just sold it, but it looked like $1,000,000 when Brock punched him. And I don't think that Braun can sell that well. And after that moment, I think Braun was somewhat kind of scared to do anything to Brock Lesnar. And I think that's what's wrong with Brock Lesnar. And here's the thing about it. Brock has so much things that he's not willing to do. He doesn't want to work with people. He doesn't want to lose that belt to anybody. He won't have long matches. He won't put on matches that or people are going to go, wow, that's a 5-star match. I have yet to see a match that I'm blown away by Brock Lesnar. The only match that comes close to that was the match at SummerSlam. That was a pretty good fatal 4-way that he had. And even the AJ Styles match, I think, could have been better. It still didn't show me that Brock is willing to do things with the younger talent. I think he sees himself as a big, huge wrestler that does not want to change with tradition. He doesn't want to sell for Seth Rollins. He doesn't want to sell probably for Finn Balor. So why do we need to go down this road? This is the thing, and I've been saying this for a lot of my pro wrestling videos, is that we have had our time with Brock Lesnar. We no longer need him, okay? Say thank you for your help getting the company back on its feet, for coming there when we needed somebody, which you really didn't need anybody. But anyways, we'll go into that. We'll just say we had you when we needed you. Now we don't need you. Thank you for your time. Future endeavors. because there's no need to have him around anymore. I mean, yeah, you have guys hurt right now. You have Dean, you got Samoa Joe out right now. But you have guys like Elias, who is rising at a very steadily pace, most likely as a babyface in the next 5 years. He's going to be a babyface. Braun Strowman, you have Finn Balor, you have, Bray Wyatt, who they're consistently just messing up constantly. They can't get anything right with the guy. People are willing to put Bray Wyatt over, I think, and that's the thing. If people aren't willing to put Bray Wyatt over, then that's a problem, because you need to put Bray Wyatt over to make him stronger for the future. What I would love to see, and like I said, this is kind of just a talk, right out the butt kind of thing. But I kind of wanted to get into the discussion of when Triple H is able to take over the WWE, what will we see? And one of the things I would love to see with Bray Wyatt, if he sticks around, hopefully he stays healthy, he can wrestle for a long period of time. That's why I hate when they squander people away in useless feuds. They've done with Bray Wyatt for the past 3 years. They've done nothing with him. And he should be a main eventer right now. He should be holding one of the world title straps right now. Not Brock Lesnar. It should be Reigns and Bray at WrestleMania wrestling for that title, honestly. And the way I see it is that Bray should be basically an unstoppable force, kind of like Brock Lesnar. But I would love to see a guy like Bray Wyatt, who's there consistently every single week, come out there, cut those promos, hold that title, and be a more menacing thing. I understand that where they're going with this guy, with Bray Wyatt. I know what kind of character they want him to be, but I think he could speak better and could convey stuff to the WWE universe in a different way. I like exactly where he's going, but I think he needs to stop speaking like way out there. He needs to start speaking like kind of in the way that I think he speaks okay, but he just needs to pick up his volume, and he needs to kind of make it clear and speak slowly and do things like that. I think he would be more helpful to his career to do that. So I would love to have them put the belt on him and just be literally unstoppable, at least for 6 months. Let him hold that title. Let him, wrestle people for the title on Raw. Everything under the sun. Book him as a credible champion. And then, when they're ready for him to have a feud with somebody, have him drop the belt to someone else. And kind of have a side feud with that person, but then go on to this bigger thing that would kind of elevate Bray and eventually push him to the other brand to where possibly he could be a main eventer on that show. I think that Bray Wyatt, they take him for granted, and I think that he's somebody that they could use. And it kind of reminds me of Raven, who I'm a huge fan of Raven, and he never got anywhere. He was the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, and it kind of saddens me that that's the only thing he really got in pro wrestling in terms of the top world title belt. Now, there are some people would say, well, not everyone is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And that's an argument that I would always make. There are some people that should hold that title. Right now, like if I could go back 5 years and they said there are some people that are just not going to win the World Championship, who do you want them to be? One of those people would be Dean Ambrose. One of those people would be I got to say this really, really slowly because this is what kind of breaks with everything I was talking about. But I would almost say Roman Reigns would be the only guy that I see holding the world championship. I can go into that detail later, but they definitely pushed him too long. Too soon. They should have gave him the IC belt. Somebody brought that up in another podcast that I watch, and it was really the best thing they could have done. I don't know why they didn't do it. With every champion, they always want to go to the IC, and it seems like sometimes now they're just jump shipping all the way to the World Championship, which I don't think you should do. I think you should be just like in a video game. You go for the middle belt, and then you go for the main belt. It should always be that way. And if you can't contend for that title, then and maybe you beat the champion in an on-home match or something, but you've already had your shot and you can't beat that person, to go on to the world championship. Yeah, I could see that, but like, don't just skip over them, skip over the middle belt and be like, oh, I'm better than this. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why is Roman Reigns not winning the Intercontinental Championship? A long time ago. Like, why did he never go for it? It took this long. I don't know, whatever. But yeah. But the thing I want to talk about, like I said, is Triple H. If he took over, what would be some changes? And I think one of the biggest things that we would see from it is more consistency with storylines. I think what we see in NXT is a good example. And I know he has other people behind the scenes. And I think that what would happen would be, a lot of training from people that help shape NXT. And maybe a lot of ideologies that it makes NXT great would be transferred to WWE. Now, I know some things probably wouldn't be able to, and that's where I think the problem is, and people want NXT to be what the WWE is right now, and that's not going to happen. What is going to happen is you're going to see more of a even playing field, because there's going to be entertainment. You got to have the entertainment factor because of it being a mainstream product and people wanting, like movie stars and, people wanting to advertise their stuff where they actually physically come on the show. They want that. They want Snickers to want to be a part of this, and they want their people to tune in some week and go, this would be a cool product to put my product on. If they tune into a show like NXT, it's black, it's yellow, and where people might think that that's entertaining and the colors are awesome, when you tune into a show that's that's very bright and red or blue and very bright, you get a better picture and it looks a lot better. And I don't think that the colors need to change per se. Just the competition needs to change. And I've said this a long time ago, and now they're doing something called like a top 10 on SmackDown. I swear, if they start going by this and they start doing titles and stuff like that over this, I'm going to say I told you so. Because I said this about a couple weeks ago, I think, in some random wrestling video I posted. But anyway, I like the way they used to do in PWI is they used to put the rankings of champions, of the world champion and who supposedly is ranked. I think they should do that for real. And if they physically showed you that Seth Rollins, Dean, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, they're on the top, 10 list, here's where they stand. They have to beat, this guy and this guy and this guy a couple times before they can go up that ladder. If they showed that, that'd be amazing. I mean, if they showed one week Balor gets over Seth Rollins, like, oh, Balor's on the way to go up the ladder. And they could talk about house shows and they could talk about all this stuff. They could write everything into kayfabe, which, if you don't know what kayfabe is, it's basically the story that's being told on TV. It's fake fantasy story being laid out. And sometimes they go by it outside of wrestling, but a lot of times nowadays they don't. Back in the day, they used to go by it all the time. Anyways, if they did that, if they put the rankings in there, it would be entertaining for fans. It would kind of bring kind of the NXT competition kind of thing over there where you see everybody wanting to really compete. And that's one of the biggest things, too, is sometimes when wrestlers go into a match, especially guys like Heath Slater, guys like Fandango, guys like I'm trying to think, Zack Ryder's one of them that I don't see it at all in them, is when they step in the ring, you want them to be like pinpoint focused. You don't want them going around going, yeah, come on, crowd, wind it up. Like, dude, you want them to get in the ring and you want them to kick the guy right in the face and go at it. Like, start wrestling. Go. Look at him. Not it's like, yeah, come on, yeah. Dance around like a dummy. Stop it. Just stop it. Wrestle, for God's sakes. Some of the stuff is okay, but like when Mojo and Zack were together, Zack Ryder was together, it's like you knew they were never going to go anywhere. It's just what they're doing. And Tyler Breeze and Fandango are never going to go anywhere. And I wouldn't want them to go anywhere with the way they're acting. So I don't know. I don't. That's what I think he would bring. I think he would bring more of a competition aspect to it. And what they brought that, and they left kind of everything else alone, and they kind of left, because here's the thing, and I think a lot of people would agree, is that some of this entertainment stuff is kind of cringeworthy and kind of like, why was that even in the show? Like, some of it is okay, and I think that as long as it has a point, it's fine. Do some comedic bits, do some backstage stuff. I don't mind that. And most of it, like I said, is not that bad. I think of SmackDown and Raw. Raw always has about 2 or 3 segments that they didn't need to put in there, or the lines just aren't delivered very well. There's always 1 or 2 segments that you're like, why was that even there? Why did they say that? And I know, like, every time I watch like Steven Larson or Joe Cronin, there'll be a couple segments where like something, 2 or 3 segments, like something will make sense. SmackDown and Raw has it. SmackDown, it has less time, so usually there's a couple things there that people will say backstage, and you're like, why did they even waste their time with that? Like, she could have said something and done something way better. She could attack this girl from behind. A lot of times, like when Natalia is being bitchy, or what's the other girl? Money to Bank person. Carmella, there you go. She's always talking backstage going, why didn't she just hit him with the briefcase? Just do it. But I'd rather see that. More action, attacking backstage and things like that. Like, do that instead of doing vignettes like, or stupid, or do something else. Come on, be creative. Have Carmella like pay like the Ascension to do something. I don't know. Get creative. You got all these talent, all the talent in the world. You got these women. Some of them aren't even wrestling. Like, you usually on SmackDown have enough for 1, maybe 2 if you get lucky, matches. I almost said diva matches. I'm stuck back in that time. They brainwashed us, I'm telling you. Usually, those are the amount of matches you get. So, you got extra women. You ain't use them all. You can use them for other stuff. Figure it out. But when Triple H possibly and Stephanie work together, Shane work together, let Triple H kind of mold the product, and let Stephanie and Shane kind of mold the entertainment aspect, and kind of let them put together a great product. And I think it will. Here's the thing about Vince McMahon. I'm not saying that he hasn't lost his genius thing, because he's still going today, and he still comes up with some great ideas, which I'm sure is the writers coming up with great ideas. But he's kind of there to go, no. Yeah, that's great. But how about this? And he can probably always change stuff to where they had the idea, but Vince kind of just shaped it and to make it better. Or for what's good for TV, or what they can and cannot do. There may be something that they want to do. Maybe Vince is like, oh no, we can't do that because people will get offended. Maybe he does kind of more of that kind of thing. But it's kind of the thing that wrestling has become kind of this. How do I say? Wrestling is getting more mainstream again, and it's kind of a good thing. And here's the thing that I think will be good about it, is that when the time comes, because of NXT, wrestling will be great again. I don't want to see a 30-minute match for every single match. That's not what I want to see. I want to see compelling action. And what I seen from a clip of the Roderick Strong Hideo Itami match was amazing. Be completely honest with you, I do not like Roderick Strong. I hope he does go to 205 Live. I think that's a perfect fit for him. He'll get the crowd behind him, and maybe eventually he'll go somewhere else, or they'll do something more with the 205 Live product. I don't know. But let's kind of just. I'm gonna switch into another topic again. But what I would love for them to do with 205 Live is, I know they're not going to do it, but I would love, and here's kind of what I thought the other day. I'm like, here's what you have. You have these people, the hardcore fans, that would love to see Sasha Banks versus Bayley in an epic match. You would love to see, Charlotte versus Sasha in an epic match. You would love to see, Hideo Itami versus Finn Balor in a match, an Iron Man match or something like that. The way to get that, I think, would be to make a third brand. And what this would be, it would be on the WWE Network. Now, whether it be a third brand per se, or would it be kind of a third separate kind of entity? And it would be kind of like a pure booking show, I think. And what I mean by that is they could book anybody from like NXT, SmackDown, Raw, 205 Live, UK division, whenever they get the hell that show going, because supposedly they're probably going to be a show. I have no idea. They need to get the show. Let's get the show started. All they got to do, Steven Larson said the best thing they could do, and I think, and I've been saying this for a long time, get Progress, put their crap on TV, get ICW, put their stuff on the network. I didn't mean TV, I meant the network. Put it on the network. Put the title on there. Rebrand it. Just rebrand it. Buy a promotion. That's all you got to do. If no one wants to buy one, then create one. But seriously, that's what. I don't know. But what I would like, so stepping all away from that, I've been saying this from day one. What I would love from the WWE Network would be raise their subscription rates, get more promotions to sign up for the WWE Network. I would love to see Ring of Honor. I would love to see New Japan. I don't think New Japan would do it. I can see Ring of Honor possibly doing it, just because their catalog, and it would work well with what we have in the WWE Network, especially with Samoa Joe and all the other stuff. Cut a deal that would be profitable for us, for the WWE, and for Ring of Honor, CZW, PWG, Evolve, WWN, all that stuff. The World Wrestling Network, whatever. It's really cool. That thing's really cool. And they've got a lot of wrestlers from WWE. And the coolest thing about it is I think that they have Impact stars kind of merging on that as well. They're being scheduled to appear at their shows as well. So you're seeing Regal show up. You're probably seeing Triple H at times show up. And you're seeing other talent scouts for WWE show up at these shows. So you're seeing a lot of people that are all over the United States wrestling show up at this show that want to be a big deal. One, World Wrestling Network they do their own pay-per-views. They air them. You can buy them. You can watch them anywhere you want. Pretty much you can do it on your phone. I think they got an app now. You can watch it on your phone. You can download it. I mean, the thing about wrestling today is that I could start a promotion in a month and start airing shows on the internet. I could do it. That's what pisses me off when I see these local independent people not doing anything. And they wonder why they only get like barely 100 people in the door. You got to know how to do media, social media. You got to know how to do everything in the book. And I'm not just saying this. I'm not saying this because I've seen so many. Vince Russo, I think, helps run this, or is friends with a guy that runs, I think, Rocky Mountain Wrestling or something like that. And they put their shows on YouTube all the time. And I know they're probably not going to make much money, but they're getting their content out there. They probably sell DVDs and stuff that you can buy with more content and pay-per-views. And I think they do sell their pay-per-views. You have to buy their pay-per-views or go on pay-per-view and watch them. But they do have like weekly shows. It's like Monday Night Raw. You can watch it. I think it's like an hour and a half long or something like that. But it's really, really cool. I haven't really watched much of it, but I watched a little bit of it. Seems like it's a pretty decent quality of video. I don't know. But I don't really have anything else to talk about. It's running about a half an hour, so I'm going to go and end the stream. I wanted to go live and record kind of a video talking about pro wrestling, but let me know your comments down below, everything I talked about. If you want to comment on any of that, And yeah, I'm just excited for wrestling. Raw was really, really good this week. I thought Raw was really good. SmackDown, one, I couldn't watch it. But what clips I've seen, it's not that good. I think SmackDown had been like the worst show this week. And that's out of 205 Live and NXT and everything. And I've seen the matches that happen in NXT, but I haven't seen it yet. Probably have to check it out. But SmackDown, Lord, what is going on? And the thing about this is, I think going into WrestleMania, SmackDown will probably be the most watched show out of all the four. Wait. Yeah. It'll be the most show, I think, watched out of all four because I think something is leading to Daniel Bryan either wrestling or him leaving the WWE. Or I don't know if maybe somebody will wrestle for him and put his career on the line and he'll leave the WWE. And after WrestleMania, they'll cut him loose. Maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe that's what the plan is. They want to write him into the storyline for WrestleMania and have him say his farewell at WrestleMania and get maybe inducted into the Hall of Fame next year. I have no idea. I have a feeling that they may be cutting their losses with Daniel Bryan and just letting him go and do whatever he wants. Yeah, we've had our time with him. But anyways, enough talk. I'm chit-chatting. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you like wrestling, keep rocking and keep on watching wrestling. Later, guys.